the problem is to solve this challenge is to fit in the same watch two chronographs. And we made that enough flat to wear the watch, but enough high to be strong and to resist to the aggression, mechanical aggression and vibration.
What you can mention, maybe, Julio, one thing that has to be mentioned is when we made the first drawings and the first design of the mechanism, the watch was definitely too big because of the needs to secure the fact that it would work perfectly at any given time, and the vibration, plus the two chronographs, the watch was definitely too big. So we came to Michael and said, the first step, we couldn't do it. So we had to go back to the drawing board and find solutions to make the movement smaller and wearable.
Thank you.
Yes. No lawyers.
And there is another system for the clutch of the chronograph to avoid a vibration of the hand when you push the start button. And a lot of people know the vertical clutch, but the vertical clutch doesn't work well for this kind of product. And we had another idea, and we patent, and I can explain this patent. Is an oscillating wheel, and the clutch is only a simple way to engage the chronograph with an oscillating wheel. It's simple, but it works very well. Okay, I think it's time for Claudio.
No, Julio
It's time for Claudio to explain you how this watch works.
in French, right?
I'm supposed to do it in Egyptian? Oh my God. Go ahead. So, do you know that lap timing actually means that you can measure successive laps without activating too many pushers at once. So that was the idea behind that when we defined the sequence. So we just brought with you some renderings, 3D renderings, that will display how the function works. So you have to consider that you will see here a second hand, but you have to imagine that we have two second hands here, one on the top of the other. So we'll see that when we launch this small animation, you will see how the watch behaves every time the car passes the lines and the finish line. Okay? So, to measure laps, first you need a track. Okay? So then you need also a car to measure the lap. And Julio said that you can measure the lap inside the car, but as we are not, all of us, always good drivers, so it's better to have someone to measure the lap for you. So you need someone who makes the timekeeping of the laps. So it could be inside the car, it could be a co-driver, a co-pilot, or it could be someone outside of the car. So I have summarized the car in these little red dots here around the track, and we will start the animation, and you will see we will make a warm-up lap, and you will see what happened when I activate the chronograph function. So let's start the lap. This is the warm-up lap, and I will start the chronograph when it crosses the line. So go. We start, and I have this pusher is at 9 o'clock that I will press when the car will cross the line. One hand stopped at 8 seconds. The second hand fly back and measure the second lap. So then he's making the second lap, is a little slower. Lap timer, 10 seconds. The hand that was stopped fly back to measure the third lap, and the one that was running started a new timing. And you can play with that as many as you want because it's consecutive. So this lap is very bad. You have seen this getting out of the road. Oh my God, this one is worse. So I don't want to keep it. So I fly back the hand that was running, and I keep the reference that was set up. And I can go on as much as I want, because globally, this lap timing function allows you to measure consecutive lap in continuous function without stopping it. So as when you are in a car, you have someone who can take notes of your timing, because it is the way it is done. Generally, you have someone who writes on the timesheet the timing you are making. So this watch allows you to alternate the measure between two hands. So you have a chronograph that is activating a hand, stopping it when you cross the line, and flying back the second hand to measure the next lap. So that's what we call the lap timing. It's entirely mechanical. It's the first time we can achieve that. And actually, we called it Laptimer with consecutive lap timing and flyback function. You can also use the chronograph as a normal basic chronograph with the two hands running together. So we can do that as well. You can work as a start, stop, reset. In that case, both hands are running together, stopping and reset in the same time. Or you can use it as a normal flyback as well. So start, flyback, stop, and reset. So you have three ways to measure short time: normal chronograph, chronograph with flyback, and the most inventive is the lap timer function. I see big eyes in front of me.
No, seriously speaking, has everybody understood the way they work? Is it clear enough? Yes? Sure?
I'm afraid to say something. I have to go out if I say no, right?
No, you won't. You would be much more difficult to move than the lady on your left.
Okay, always on the fed ones.
So, no more need to show you the way it works here. You're going to get access to the watch in the showcases right after. And after dinner, you'll be able to manipulate the watch yourself. We have 5 watches actually here tonight that are fully working. And you're going to be able to work with them. Before we go on to the cocktail and dinner, any questions? Go ahead. The price? So price in Switzerland, in Swiss franc, will be 226,800. 226,800 in Switzerland.
Tax included, yeah?
Tax included, yes. Any questions?